Hello, this is going to be a 30-minute workout using some yoga asana, some classical mat Pilates, and just a little bit of good old calisthenics. I have this set as a wake up kind of good morning refresher, but you can do this any time of the day or night based on your needs, your schedule, reality, all those things. I have a little kid, so sometimes I am exercising at like 10:30 at night because it's literally my only opportunity to do so. So completely understand this does not have to be a morning only exercise sequence. So with that being said, we're going to start standing and we're just going to start with some body weight squats. So your feet can be any distance apart. I do recommend at least hips distance apart just for your own comfort and lengthened mobility. Feet can be turned out any amount and move at the speed and with the depth that works for your body right now. So this is just your warm-up. There's nothing to force. And do three more. Three more like this, I should say. And now same thing, but as you lower down, arms lift. Working a little bit into shoulder mobility. Whew. And it's very warm in the studio today. 5 more. Really push down through your feet to lift up. And on this last one, as you lower down, stay low. I really like to rock side to side, but if stillness is what works for you, you can do that too. Keep those arms lifting. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Again, push through the feet to come on up. And then scoot the feet a little wider apart. So wide-legged stance does not have to be the widest stance you've ever taken in your life. And we're just gonna roll up and down the spine. So chin to chest, roll down to your level of comfort. And again, push through the feet to roll back up. Move at your pace. Hands can push into the front of the legs, but they don't have to. And another place where you pick the speed, because we're still really just warming up. And as long as this does not hurt in your back, this is healthy and okay for your back. There's like a lot of pushback on spinal rolling a few years ago, and your body will tell you if it's not right. But otherwise, you can assume that your spine can safely be loaded in any and all positions. Let's do 3 more. Steady breath. You don't have to match breath with movement unless you want to. Maybe exhale, roll down, inhale, roll up. But main thing is you're breathing. All right, I think that was 3, as most of you know. I just kind of make numbers up because I can't remember anything. Excellent. Okay, feet closer together. We're going to come down into plank pose. No romantic transition. You can make one up if you want. Plank on or off your knees, on or off your forearms, based on your needs. We're going to start with mountain climbers. So right knee to right hip, or that doesn't make sense. Right knee to right elbow, left knee to left elbow. Just going to do about a minute. It's okay if your shoulders and hips are moving, but you want to keep your hips fairly low to the ground. And you can make it very dynamic, some hopping if you want to. Let's go for 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Plank pose. Breathe in. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift up. Cobra pose. Can be still or sway. You want to keep head of the arm bones back. Shoulder blades really squeezing towards the spine. And sides of the neck long. So this is working out your hands, your forearms, your upper arms, your shoulders. We're not trying to lock out and hang on the bone structure. You're not necessarily causing damage like this, but you can see this isn't like an ideal body shape posture-wise. So set yourself up for success. One more breath in. Exhale, roll down. Curl your toes under from knees or toes. Inhale, plank. Exhale here. Gonna do twisted mountain climbers now. So right knee to left elbow. And then left knee, right elbow. Keep on going at your pace. I know those hands are probably getting tired, as well as the shoulders. And stick with it. Not even another minute. Ooh. Let's go for 10. 5, 3, 2, last one. Plank, breathe in. Exhale down to the belly. Inhale up, cobra. Lots of work in the back of the shoulders, the upper back. You can do this. Stay pushing down through the hands, especially the base of your index finger, the base of your thumb, all your other finger pads. One more inhale. Exhale, roll down. Curl your toes under. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. First time here, be here for a few breaths. And my recommendation is focusing on a long spine more than straight legs. But you do you. Another place where we want active hands, active forearms. This allows the heart to be a little soft. Inhale, step the right foot forward. Exhale here, low lunge position. Low lunge just because we have the fingers down, not the back knee down. Left heel will stay lifted. Inhale, lunge pose. So arms up to the ceiling, tall spine. Exhale, hips settle. Try to balance out the work between your front and back leg. Inhale here, little back bend. Exhale, arms down. Stand up into that right leg. Left knee up in line with the hip. Breathe in. Exhale, left knee out to the left. And find tree pose. So left foot to the inside of the right leg, either above or below the knee. If you have other variations of tree that you like, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. Hands at the heart or down by the sides, on the hips, overhead. Do what feels right. Just working on balance. Push down through that right foot. And then nice and steady, release left foot away from the inner leg. Left knee back out in front in line with the hip. Breathe in. Exhale, arms by the sides, left leg back. Torso comes halfway down, T shape. Warrior 3. Woo, balancing stick pose. Whatever you'd like to call it. Inhale again. Exhale, return to lunge position through the lower body. Inhale, arms up, crescent, big spine stretch. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to plank, breathe in. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale here, low lunge setup, just focusing on the lower limbs. And then hips stay steady. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale. Strong through the right leg, pushing it towards straight while understanding that it doesn't need to be straight. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, arms down. Step into that left leg. Right knee up in line with the hip at the top of the mat. Breathe in here. Exhale, right knee out to the right. And find your tree pose on this side. Woo. Does not need to be the exact same variation. Do what feels right. You don't have to think too much about it. And doing different things on different sides of the body is not going to be what causes asymmetry. It's not going to be what makes you more prone to injury or malalignment. We are living, breathing creatures on planet Earth. So you know what? We're already pretty asymmetrical, even in very subtle ways. So don't worry about it. Do what feels good. Steady breath. Appreciate that work through the left foot, ankle, lower leg. One more breath in. Exhale to release. Right knee back in front of you in line with the hip. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 3, T shape. Keep working it. You can do this. If you lose your balance, who cares? You just come right back into it. Breathe in. Exhale, right foot lands the back of the mat. Right heel stays lifted. Inhale, lunge pose. Back bend. Whoops. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Breathe in. Exhale, lower all the way down now. Tops of the feet down, and I recommend wide. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Exhale, roll down. Bend your left knee out to the left. Left toes point out to the left. Can stay down on the floor if this feels like enough of a stretch. Can also lift up into your cobra once more. Inhale here. Exhale, roll down. Left foot back to meet the right. Right knee out to the right. Right toes point out to the right. And then your choice. Down on the floor. Up in the cobra. Inhale. Exhale down. Right foot meets the left. Bend your left knee. Left toes point up to the ceiling. You can stay like this if it's enough of a stretch. You can reach back and hold on to the outside edge of the foot. And then chin or forehead down. Try to lengthen your kneecap towards the back of your mat. And then maybe you bend that left elbow to pull the heel in a little closer towards the glute or just outside of the glute, depending on your knee mobility there. It's like you're trying to press the front of the hip down, grow the thigh bone to the back of the mat. And release. Opposite knee, bend the right knee. Take hold of the outer edge of the foot. Right kneecap to the back of the mat, front of the right hip down towards the floor. Maybe you bend the elbow, pull the heel in. So even though it's a stretch and we're still, there are all these active intentions happening inside of the body that give us more bang for our buck here. One more inhale. Exhale to release. Do a little wiggling if you want, and then bend both knees. You can move the knees or the feet out to hold on to outer edges, and then hug the feet back in. So same thing, reach the knees back, bend the elbows. You can stay just like this. If you want to kick your feet into your hands to get a little bit of a supported lift, bow pose, you can do that too. I'll hold for 5. And one more breath. Exhale, let it go. Wiggle, rest, take a couple moments. And then hands under your shoulders. Curl your toes under from knees or toes. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale up, push-ups. Exhale down. 4 more. So just looking for 6. You can lower to knees at any point. Keep the legs nice and strong. After you've done 6 or about 6, downward facing dog. Last time we'll be here. So last opportunity for spinal elongation. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk your feet on through, cross the ankles, sit your bum back behind those ankles, and then come to lying down. You can do knees into the chest, a little bit of rocking. And we'll finish up with some core-centric work, a few classical mat Pilates exercises. Legs up to the ceiling, as straight as you can have them. And then think belly to spine and really try to press your low back down into the mat. Inhale, lower straight right leg towards the floor. Exhale, right leg up to the ceiling. Inhale, lower straight left leg down. Exhale up. 4 more sets. So here we're isolating to the best of our ability. So the leg that's moving is the only thing that's moving. Pelvis is still, spine is still, other leg is still. And this is a way to play with control. So strength, speed, control, all of these are nice elements of exercising. And here we are focusing, like I said, on control. How do you execute the movement? All right, after you've done 5 sets, both legs together, double leg lower lift. You're gonna keep the head down, inhale, lower, exhale, lift. 5 more, total of 6. You can see why I say numbers don't matter. Doesn't matter if heels go all the way down. And you know, it's gonna be okay. You're not doing anything bad for your back if it arches. That's okay. And after you've done 6, take a break. So we focus on keeping the low back down just because it's a different way to load those abdominal muscles, hip flexor muscles. But you can do that still while arching the low back. It's very natural in how we just move throughout the day. So don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. Okay, roll up. Legs extend long out in front of you. Feet closer together. But if touching doesn't feel good in your low back or your hips, they can be a few inches apart. Here's another place where you want to try to pin the whole spine down. And then arms all the way overhead so the tops of the hands are just hovering above the floor behind you. Inhale, arms to vertical, chin to chest. Exhale, roll all the way up and over like your forehead's gonna come between your knees. Arms stay parallel to the floor. Breathe in here. Exhale, roll back down. So the only time you're in a flat back is when you are lying on the mat. Let's do just 2 more. Heels stay rooted, backs of the thighs stay rooted as much as is possible. And after you've done 3, arms down by the sides, legs back up to the ceiling. We're going to start with hip lifts and then play with the roll over. So hip lifts, imagine a space bar on the ceiling over your forehead. You're trying to lift the hips to press that space bar with your feet. 5 more. Legs stay as straight as possible, but honor those hammies. It's okay if they're bent. After you've done the 5 more, quick little break. And then scoot forward if you need to. Legs up to the ceiling for the roll over. So arms out to the sides, you can have the palms face down because then you can kind of ground down, not just through the hands, but the entire arm from the shoulder to the palms. As you bring legs up overhead, like feet are going to touch the floor behind you. Keep the legs as straight as possible. Separate the feet, flex the feet, roll down through the spine. When the back of the hips come to the ground, keep reaching the legs forward. And then toes point, feet come back together to do it again. Looking for 4, 5, 6, somewhere around that. When you roll back, try to keep the weight in the back of your shoulders rather than the back of your neck. And I'm going to do 1 more. And then keep the legs up, toes pointed, feet together. And then let's finish up with a little bit of corkscrew, hip down corkscrew. So we'll start with tick-tock right and left. You're rocking your pelvis left and right. So you want to watch your feet. They stay together. So big toes, heels, knees, they all stay in the same line. So this is like a boat rocking on water. If this feels like enough work, you can stay here. To turn it into corkscrew, lower the legs down to your left in tick-tock. Circle down and around to the front of the mat, both hips down, over to tick-tock on the right, back to vertical, and then we'll switch directions. Down to the right, the front of the mat, to the left, pause. 3 more sets. Circles are just as big as you feel like you can maintain control. So it's okay to make tiny little circles, like a pasta sauce lid. It's also okay to make tires or any other kind of circle of any size. Just focus on what feels sustainable to you. And then rest. Quick little figure 4 stretch. Right ankle on top of the left knee. You can hug the left knee in. You can rock side to side or be still. Just do, again, what feels nice. And then switch sides. And release. Hands behind the knees or not, to roll up into a seat. So I just want to say thank you for practicing with me. Let me know if you have any questions. It's just meant to get heart pumping, blood flowing, and offer a little bit of support for you as you prepare for your day. So yeah, thank you. See you next time.